Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Jesus Christ, it's laggy as fuck. Tonight I'm reviewing this little fella. So it's Marie from the Bohem Brewery. 9 pints. And Jesus Christ, it's really laggy tonight. Let's see if I can fuck the... It's like 10:30 at night and there's a fucking thing in the thing. Hello! So yeah, this is Marie from Bohem Brewery. And to be honest, it says fucking hello there. It's a bit on the potent side at 5%. I've been out for a meal tonight. I've had a drink, tried to upload to the computer. Fucking computer's on the shit. Kept coming up with the obligatory starting mode is bollocks, you know. So evening all, and I can actually see the comments as well. So hello everybody, yeah. And I've had a few, as you do, you know, and it's nice to have a beer, isn't it? I had a fantastic meal tonight, lovely restaurant, and you've got a feel for restaurants out there. We went to a place called La Mensa in Daybuck, Nottingham. Lovely Italian restaurant, and I'm not big on Italian food, to be fair, but I had a lovely starter, mussels and some lovely sauce, and then we had a nice chicken meal, chicken breast fillet with mushrooms, polio something or other, and a nice bottle of Malbec to, you know, wash it down. Should have been white wine really if we're being purists, but do I give shit about purism? No, I don't. So but it was nice food, and there was a nice waitress. Oh dear. But let's not go down that road too much, because the wife ever watches this, I'll be in shit street, and we don't want to be in shit street, do we? But fucking hell, she must have been about 20 and gorgeous. But let's not go down that road. You know, we shouldn't be talking about that. So the beer, it's a month out of date, this keg. And hello everybody. Yeah, it's nice to see all these names coming up. It's great. It's been a while since I've done a proper live review. Did in the early days of the channel, and yeah, so it's called. There we go. Can we see it? It's called Marie, 4.9% from the Bohem Brewery. I was actually given this for free, and God, it's a month out of date. My mate took the top of it out and it was hissing like a bastard. I mean, like 2 minutes of hissing, and it took nearly 10 minutes to get the first pint, and even, you know, even now it's still hazy. It's strong. It's only 4.9% on the can, but being a home brewer, and this looks really laggy. Is it laggy out there? It looks laggy for me. But anyway, it's really strong. So it says 4.9%, but I'm drinking it and it's walloping me. Then again, I did have half a pint of wine before I came out. So then I had a pint of Landlord, then an Old Speckled Hen, and then we went on the bottle of wine between two of us. And then I've come home and on the beer. Can't fault it, can you? So there would have been another review tonight, but the fucking computer, pardon my French, parlez-vous français. But yeah, there would have been another review tonight, but for some reason my computer's playing up, so it looks like tomorrow I'll have to go back into computer mode and sort my computer out. I took one hard drive off, so there's obviously an issue. What you get with computers sometimes is the fact that something downloads, or you get a dodgy email and it fucks your computer up, and then you have to either reinstall Windows, and it looks like I'm gonna have some fun tomorrow, but you know, at some stage anyway, you know, at least I can do live reviews now, and live reviews are a bonus for me because I don't have to upload afterwards, although it takes about 15 fucking hours for it to show up. The one I did the other night, I did the review, and it was like middle of the afternoon before it showed up on the Friday afternoon. And I'm thinking, where's this bloody review? And it says processing. I thought, how long do you need to process a chuffing review? Anyway, Let's get some beer drinking in. So, very strong on the nose. Do apologise, choking me. So I walked into the pub earlier, and you have to put a face mask on when you walk into the pub. That's all very, very well. And they send you to the seat, and all of a sudden, I'm dying of death of coughing. And I get people watching me from all corners, and they're all staring at me, looking at it. I said, oh, no, I says, I ain't coughed before I come in here. And anyway, we had a pint, and I was all right afterwards. But it's funny, isn't it? How you cough in the worst of places. Whoa. So you can tell this. It's funny, you know, this NWO, I remember when the NWO came to, obviously, what was his flipping name? Diesel. Kevin Nash and, oh God, what was the other bloke's name? I remember when they came to the end, to WCW, and it was amazing at the time. Brilliant. I used to love wrestling. Can't stand it now, I don't watch it, but I was a massive fan at that time. Yeah, it's a cloudy beer at the moment, as you can see. It's got a real twang to it. I've not heard of this. Big Sexy, yeah, it was good on it. What's his fucking name? It would come Razor Ramon. That was it. Yeah. And when they came to the WCW, slapping Sting around, oh, they were the days. And the thing about wrestling was, in them days, it was all about selling the match. And yeah, New World Order, yeah. You know, they were great days of wrestling, really was. And I used to all think, even as an adult, I used to think it was all real. Until I got to the stage where I watched one of these programs and it was all fake, and I'm like, fucking hell, it's fake. Bastards. I mean, the Ultimate Warrior, fucking I loved him. Brilliant wrestler. And it's all about selling that story, isn't it? No, I'm in the kitchen tonight. It's a bit late to be in the shed, a bit cold as well. We've just turned our heating on tonight because it's fucking freezing in the house. And we've just discovered that our thermostat's fucked on the heating. So we've put the heating on 22 to warm the house up, you know, because it was on 16, the temperature. And yeah, the boiler's working fine, but the thermostat's fucked. So that's really great, just what you need at this time of the year. And it is freezing outside. Giant haystacks. When he came to WCW as was it Earthquake or something? I remember when he came. Yeah. Shame, really. He didn't really he died before he really got his big moment in the US. And it's a shame, really, because wrestling, WWF now is not as great as it used to be years ago. The best wrestling is the other one now, the one with Chris Jericho in. But yeah, it is fake. Whoa, this has definitely got some bollocks on it. It's as twangy as fuck. And it's a month out of date, so whether that matters a lot in kegs, I know it matters nothing in bottles and cans, but does it matter a lot in kegs? I'm not that much of a drinker from kegs that I really know. I got it for free, so you know, free is good. And yeah, I am a lot better in my health. 2 months ago, in a very, very bad place, there was incidents at work. It was a very negative place. Mental health, you know, out there for all of us. You know, if you're suffering mental health, please get yourself seen by somebody. Talk to your wife, your partner, your kids. You know, mental health, dangerous place to be, and it's always good to talk to somebody. You know, you can't be suffering by yourself. If you do suffer with anxiety, depression, yeah, because when dark thoughts come into play, you know, it's too scary to be on your own. Got to be talking. What glass you supping from? Thatcher's, yeah. Cider glass in it. But yeah, talking's the main thing. I went through a very, very dark time, and there was days when at the weekend I couldn't get off the settee, and the people that know me know that I struggled to sit down, and I couldn't get off the settee for days, and I was in a bad place, you know. But nowadays I'm in a good place. Yeah, as for my computer, I'll sort that bastard out tomorrow. I've got 5 base units in the house that are all set up that I think somewhere along the line that something's downloaded. These days with the internet, there's so many evil bastards with viruses that want to hack your computer. Or it's just sometimes it's just a driver that you've downloaded. You've not downloaded, your computer's downloaded, and it's fucked your computer up. So you turn on and it won't let you get into the Windows. Fucking pisses me off. And Microsoft are to blame for most of it. And I'll try and get that sorted tomorrow, because I've got a video from today that I reviewed, 25-minute video review that I reviewed for tonight, to tell people I'm not going to be here tonight. I'm going to be out boozing, and then it won't fucking load, so I've had to do a live review anyway. But there you go. So I do apologise if I don't see off these. Yeah, I do need to heat the beer shed. There's I've got a Calagas bottle that's going in the beer shed soon, and once I get it cleaned up, you know, I've had a right week. This hot tub room business, fucking hell, it's driven me around the bend. And see, I ain't a joiner, but the hot tub room looks amazing now. And I've done decking outside. I've relayed the AstroTurf and cut it up, and it's starting to come along. Like all projects, God, you get to the stage you think, fucking hell, why did I take this on? And now it's looking good. Have you tried anti-establishment? I've got it. It's on. It's ready to review at some stage. And Snake Venom next Saturday. I've got a mate who we've been out tonight, and he says he's going to come round next Saturday before he goes out drinking with some of my old ex mates. Yeah, that's a bitter point, but sod of me. But yeah, he's going to come round and have a bit beforehand. But next Saturday I'll be reviewing the 67.5%. I'm shitting it, to be honest. That is some strong shit. I mean, I've drank some stuff over the years, but 67%, that's fucking strong. And I've even told the wife that if it goes past 2 hours, you need to come down to the shed, because if I'm ill, and I'm still talking to the camera, then you need to come down and get me off the camera and sort me out. And so yeah, a little bit of what's the word? Just in case I do, I make sure I don't drink anything beforehand and have a good something to eat. 68%. The comments come and go so fucking quick. If you're not looking, they disappear. So yeah, next Saturday, I reckon about 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock's good because it's a good time to have a drink, and then I can have a couple of hours I'll make sure my phone's fully charged, and we'll have a drink, have a laugh. I'm bound to say something I shouldn't, but then again, I'll do anyway, you know. It's luckily in the job I'm in, I'm alright, because I have thought of doing a few reviews, funnily enough. More or less steak, because I do like a steak and a Malbec. Oh dear, you know, there's nothing better than a nice steak and a drop of Malbec. Well, never mind a drop, you know, pint glass, best way. So, going down a tree. I'm sure this has got more of a twang than it should have. It really is strong. 4.9%. It don't taste like no 4.9% to me. Yeah, Mrs. Raggy won't come on the live feeds. Yeah, she hates the camera. Luckily in life, you know, we all as humans, you know, I was lucky that as a 14-year-old, I actually seen my future wife. And I was 16, she was 14 rather. And it was on Bestwood Country Park when I was there. Um, and she was with a school group walking around the park. And apparently all these girls fancied me, God knows why. And maybe I look better in them days. Okay, now. And I'm not vain enough to think that I'm some fucking gorgeous looking bloke. And anyway, a few years later, we met on the Arboretum. She was 17, I was 19. I asked her out, and you know, the only woman in my life who I've gone after. And we've been together ever since. And 29 years together, 22 years of marriage. I had to think then for a second. And yeah, she's put up some shit off me over the years. And yeah, modelling. I don't think so. Fucking hell. And yeah, I'm lucky enough that I've got a fantastic wife, you know, who's suffered my anxieties with me. Although in this world, none of us are perfect. Men, women, you know, and whatever colour you are, it doesn't really matter. You know, the recent shit in the world's media, the media in this world are wankers. I hate them. They stir the shit up. And, you know, they stir the shit up for one thing. And like that police officer that killed the other day. He was in the custody room. How the fuck did somebody who was handcuffed get a gun out and shoot a custody officer? I just don't understand how it happened. And then he shot himself. He must have some fucking miracle hands. And it's got to beg the question, why the fuck didn't they check him for a gun? Some strange things in the world. Strange things. But anyway, yeah, definitely got some twang to it. Oh. And I've got another 5 pints to drink. I ain't drinking that tonight, but it's got to be drank tomorrow because I reckon to me, it's not quite nice. I think the age in kegs goes off quicker than the age in bottles and cans do. You know, best before in a can or a bottle. You ignore it. I mean, I worked for Sainsbury's for 5 years, and we ignored. You know, if it was 2 years out of date, which to be fair is really bad. If it's on the shop floor and 2 years out of date, that's really bad. But I would have bought it because it didn't bother me. But obviously, kegs are another thing altogether. Obviously, I'm no expert. I don't really buy kegs because I don't want to buy 9 pints of any one beer. You know, if you're reviewing, it's expensive. So I spend enough as it is. Are you happy to lose all your freedoms? See, lockdown doesn't really bother me because we don't really go out. Can't afford to go out in this day and age. So all the freedoms out there don't really bother me. In the older days, maybe. If I was a student, and I'd be pissed off because we're in the if you're a student, you're in the lowest risk category of dying from coronavirus. You'd be pissed off. But as me, as a 49-year-old, 49 pisses you off, doesn't it? Fucking 49. Bastard white hair and grey hair. I hate it. I don't feel 49 on the inside. I might feel 49. I might look it, but I don't feel it. But no, don't. The freedoms don't bother me. The thing is, the quicker we get back to a real normality, that's the main thing. The quicker we get a virus, that's all that matters. And you know, looking at companies out there, I see companies that are already 15% battery charge. I see companies that have adapted to coronavirus and changed everything, and they're doing well. It's the companies that aren't adapting and changing that are struggling. The company I work for, it's a hotel that has 2 hotels, And he's gone from being a hotel and bed and breakfast into an exclusive wedding and event venue. He's not open till March next year. And you know, he's obviously paying me while he's still only getting deposits. But next year onward, from March onwards, he's back in full thing. And it's a strange environment. And one, I'm lucky I'm in a fantastic job, and two, I'm still worried that it all goes tits up before we get to the golden place. Local ales in Nottingham. Lincoln Green Brewery is a fantastic brewery based in Hucknall. They do a fantastic butterscotch flavoured beer made using butterscotch flavouring and a dark beer that they produce. I love that. But we've also got Blue Monkey. We've got Castle Rock Brewery, and they harvest pale is immense. And the Elsie Moe. There's O'Mails. Oh God, there's loads around Nottingham. Even a little micro shop up the road called The Abdication. They've got their own little beer going. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm hoping that, you know, from the place where I was this year, which was so dark, and the environment was so fucking horrible, and from where I am to where I am now, I'm still having to pinch myself that how good it's gone. And you know, for everybody out there in a bad job, you know, there is something out there for you. If I can do it in the middle of a pandemic, a once in 100 year pandemic, then we all can. Have I tried Neon Raptor Brewing Company? No, I bloody hadn't. And they have got a fantastic reputation. They're in Snenton Market in Nottingham, and I need to get some of their beers. It's all about... We normally have a beer festival called Robin Hood Beer Festival in Nottingham. It's obviously been cancelled this year. And some of the... You don't realise until you have beer festivals how many breweries are around you. It's unbelievable how many there are. Even around me, there's breweries I've never heard of. And I'm lucky because adventurebeer.com, who I often talk about, they do beers from all the local breweries to us. What they do is amazing, because I've learned of breweries and microbreweries I've never even seen of or heard of before. 100 yards away from me is the headquarters of Blue Barrel Cider, and it's on the next street. Never heard of them, never seen them. Unbelievable. 23 minutes in. Fucking hell. This to me is more of just a supping down jobby than anything else. It's really bloody strong as well. Oh. No, I'm not sponsored by Adventure Beer. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I do like to give kudos to those who, you know, who I buy the beers off, which is why you'll see I always name who I get the beers from. Like Low Cost Beer, Adventure Beer, and that. I've had a few freebies, but not many. Jubel sent me some freebies once. Castle Rock have, but that's it, you know. I mean, it'd be nice to get freebies, because it costs me something like 30 quid a week in beers to review. And, which is why I do quite a few homebrew videos, because they're not so dear. Oh. Low cost beers. You know, for me, I like cheap beers, like all of us do. I don't care about dates, as long as it's not 2 or 3 years out, and you know, there's a thing. And I like free delivery if you can get it, you know. So you spend so much, you get free delivery. Low cost beer and their subsidiary, Draft Craft Beer, are amazing, because it's all cheap stuff, and you get it. If you spend so much, you get free delivery. I mean, I also love brewing, you know. As a company, they're amazing. Richard, who owns Love Brewing, they actually make their own beer and wine kits. Do I watch any other YouTube reviewers? No, I don't. No. The first time I was watching BBC News one night, and all of a sudden I see there was an article, and it was the bloke whose name is Real Ale Craft Beer Reviews. I don't know his name, and he was reviewing beers, and I thought, fucking hell, I can talk about beers all day long. And I seen him do reviews, and I thought, hold on a minute, I can do that. And that's when I started. I looked at that and I thought, that's it, I'm going to do that. And but I don't watch any other reviews, to be honest. And yeah, soon I need to get some reviews on. So I've nearly done the beer room now and the hot tub room. So hopefully tomorrow night, I might do a live homebrew video. That'll be funny. I've got some pear wine to do. The pears are going to be dropping off anytime soon, so I need to do it this year. I usually get about 5. I thought it was fucking apples, to be honest, and I didn't realise they were actually pears. That's bad, isn't it, being a gardener? Yeah, really bad, because we boxed all these. We've got a box, put all these what we thought were apples into this box, sent them to the mother-in-law, says, go on, you can do your apple crumble or whatever it is she does, apple pie. And she phoned me up and says, you know them apples you sent me, they're fucking pears. And I'm like, are they? And then the next day the father-in-law turns around to me and says, I'm doing pear wine. And I thought, are you? And I thought, what's the recipe? And he told me the recipe. I thought, right, you bastard. So I went out and bought 5 kilos of sugar. I've got the yeast, and hopefully tomorrow night I can crack on and mash it up, do some pear wine, because I would love pear wine. I mean, I love Copperberg's pear cider. Yeah, some of these shops out there are expensive. I went to a shop in West Bridgford called Hopology, and they have no prices on the shelves. And I'm not rich, I've got a budget what I can spend on beers, so I'll do a couple of gardens at the weekend, and I've got that budget. Most of my money goes towards the bills, And I went to this shop, there's no prices, and I'm like, fucking hell. So I picked off so many bottles, and I says, how much is that? And he says 46 quid, and I'm like, fucking hell. That's not many for 46 quid. And I end up getting 55 quid's worth, but expensive. You got to be careful with some of these shops. They do charge more than what you should be paying. Better off going straight to the brewery in some cases, And that's why I tend to focus on supermarket beers, because supermarkets will buy a lot more. I couldn't afford a perfect draft machine. I loved these things. I love to buy, but the money. I've seen them. I've seen Real Ale Craft Beer flash up that he's got one, and I'd love to get one. Brew Cavern. I'm sure they're based in the Flying Horse. I went in once, and the beer's like 5 and 6 quid a beer, and I think, fuck that, I'm not paying that much. But that's just me being tight, When you're on a budget, you look at beers and you think, I'm not paying that, for a beer. Yeah, it is expensive in West Bridgford, I'll give you that. It's why I tend just to stick to supermarket beers, low cost beer, adventure beer. 3 quid a beer, £3, 4 quid a beer, it's basically my limit, And it's, unless it's something like an imperial, like a imperial raisin beer or something like about 10 or 12%, then I don't mind paying a bit more. Oh, this has got some bollocks on it, I tell you. Fucking hell. It's as strong as they come. I know it says 4.9%, but it's out of date by a month, and I reckon it's gone up to about 7 or 8. It's absolutely strong as F. Oh, I didn't see that comment. The comments disappeared really quick. And it's looking as laggy as hell to me. No, the comment's gone. 30 minutes. Jesus. That's some yakking, isn't it? The wife will be upstairs thinking, what's he fucking doing? Oh, have I ever tried Old Tom? Oh, bless you. Old Tom. Tell you what, Old Tom is an amazing beer. Say it's 8.5 and on a 4 for £6 deal. When you look at supermarkets, what you got to realise is they can buy it at a massively reduced price. So breweries will sell it for £3 or £4 a bottle or a can. They'll buy it for 100,000 bottles for say £1 a bottle. They'll sell it for £1.65, on a 4 for £6 deal. And that's how it happens. It's Mrs. Raggy did buy me an air still for Christmas the other year, and they're deadly. Fucking hell. Brewing your own spirits, it's not good, because when you're in a bad place, what do? You hit the spirits, and God, I've been in a bad place for, at the last, what are we on now, 9 months in? For 7 of the last 9 months I've been in a very bad place, and I've drank way too much, and buying the air still. Old Tom, Old Tom, they bought out, Robinson's bought out Old Tom, and then they bought out Old Tom with ginger, Old Tom with chocolate. Old Tom with ginger is still around, and that to me is probably the best ginger beer in the UK. Roaster Coaster is nice as well. Old Tom with chocolate was nice, but they've discontinued that. It's a shame when breweries discontinue beers. I've never had a lot of these. 4 Old Toms would send you to sleep. Fucking would. Hey, bless you. 4 of these would send you to sleep because it's really strong. And I'd already tanked already, but there you go. Can't fault it, can you? Can't fault a decent beer. Although, fucking hell, I'll be reliving this in the morning. What am I drinking? So, I'm drinking a Mary, 4.9%, and it's from Bohem Brewery. Never heard of Bohem Brewery, but that's, in this day and age, with so many microbreweries in the world, who's heard of them? You could go in, you could look on most of the big brewery shops on any day and see breweries you've never bought from before. There's a brewery, I think it's called Craft. I've got one on my Facebook feed, and they have an immense amount of new beers, and it's every other day, and it's like, fucking hell, I would love to have the money to buy beers from you. The amount of different beers coming out is immense. Have I drank Maple Moon or Humdinger? Oh yeah, God, both, yeah. Basically everything in supermarkets I've drank. Yeah, and it's the thing, isn't it, with super, and just reading that last comment, there must be lots of breweries out there that just aren't getting the coverage that they need. And this is why when I do beer reviews from any brewery, and when I buy beers from any shop, not that I'm getting paid for it, that I always tag everybody in, both on Facebook, not so much YouTube, because you can't really tag people on YouTube, but Facebook and Instagram, because it's all coverage. And if it helps them in this desperate time we're in, get a bit of, someone to go and buy a beer from them, if they like the sound of what I'm reviewing, then it's all good. As beer drinkers, if we see a decent beer, then it's good that we all share the message, because there are some amazing beers out there, some that you just can't get hold of all year round, and some that you drink once and you think, wow, that is quality. Doctor's Orders on Mansfield Road, yes, I've had some in there, yeah, good beer. We went in there once. We had some beers in there. Then whoever drove up the road, and we had some beers in Sherwood, and all round the corner from me. I live in Sherwood, about 2 miles away from Doctor's Orders. So yeah, good place. And they've had to change like most shops. Do I ever try many rums? I do love a rum, and Malibu Black. Oh shit, 5%. So looks like I'm going to be cut short. Has it gone dark for you? Because it's gone dark for me. I can't see. I can hardly see a thing. Uh, yeah. Oh god, it's gone even fucking darker. Hey, what's that? Fucking hell. Even my hair's gone dark. Hell, that's good, isn't it? I'm less than 5%, so I need to knock off soon. I don't know how you knock off. I've only done these live reviews once. Fucking hell. I need to charge my phone up. But yeah, so Marie 4.9%. It's got some twang to it. Obviously, this is out of date, so it's not going to be what you'd expect from Bohem Brewery. It's a hazy, I would say, golden to amber pour with a white head. I'm trying to pick out flavours, but it's really hard. It's really hard when you're half fucking drunk, I know. Have you ever tried going to a pub and picking out flavours? It's really hard. You know, I can review beers down the beer room. Then when I get in a shed, when I get out at a pub, I can't fucking. I'm there and I'm like, yeah, I can get this and that, and I can't review it as good as I can when I'm in the beer room. Yeah, no, I can't keep going. I'm pissed out my head. So, good twang to it. Phone's going to die in a minute soon, so I need to knock off. Enjoyed the drink, enjoyed the chat, and enjoyed the interaction as well. It's nice to have interaction, isn't it? It's like we're all in the pub and we're all talking to each other. I like that. That's, it's nice. And, it's nice to have like virtual friends in some ways. It's different. Once I get used to live stuff again, and next week's going to be interesting. So around about 7 o'clock next week, I'll review that 67.5%, and that's going to be bloody interesting.